Begin with a pause. Look around slowly. Then speak with calm clarity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all born with potential, but potential by itself is nothing. It is like a seed buried in the soil. Without the right conditions, light, water, attention, it will never become the tree it was meant to be. So, the question is not whether you have greatness within you. The question is, are you willing to cultivate it? Today, I share with you 8 ways. Not methods, but mindsets that will guide you to become the best version of yourself. Number 1, discipline over motivation. Many people wait for motivation before they act. They believe they must feel inspired, excited, or energized in order to begin something meaningful. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day you can't even get out of bed. If you tie your growth to your emotions, your progress will rise and fall with your mood. This is why discipline is greater than motivation. It does not depend on how you feel, but on who you decide to be. Discipline is the inner agreement you make with yourself. It is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, firm, and steady. It says, I will do what needs to be done, regardless of how I feel. While motivation asks, do I feel like doing this? Discipline declares, it must be done. And when this way of thinking becomes a part of your identity, you no longer need to force yourself to act. You simply follow through because it has become your way of living. Think of a warrior who sharpens his sword each morning. Not because it's thrilling, but because it's necessary. Even on the days when his body aches or the sky is gray, he sharpens the blade. Why? Because when the time comes to use it, it must be ready. This is the essence of discipline. Doing the work, especially when it's difficult. You train not only your body, but also your mind to do what is required. Even when comfort whispers for you to stop, discipline builds trust within yourself. Every time you say, I will, and follow through, your inner foundation becomes stronger. You begin to believe in your own word. And when that trust is established, self-respect grows. You don't need approval from others. You don't need to shout your goals to the world. Quietly, patiently, you become the type of person who shows up every day without needing applause. Some days will be heavy. You will wake up tired. The path will seem dull. But discipline is not about excitement. It's about clarity. You remember why you started. You remember that transformation is not a moment. It is a series of small, invisible choices. Discipline is what connects those choices. Like beads on a thread, your daily actions form the necklace of your future self. Break the thread, and the progress scatters. Keep the thread tight, and something beautiful is formed. Do not wait to feel ready. Do not wait to be in the mood. Begin. Show up. Do the work. And do it again tomorrow. This is not punishment. It is freedom. Because when you are no longer controlled by mood, laziness, or distraction, you become powerful. You no longer depend on good weather to train or good luck to progress. You simply keep going. This is the path of mastery, and it begins with one choice: discipline over motivation. Number 2, master the morning. The morning is not just a time of day. It is a sacred space. Before the world awakens, before messages flood your phone, before noise claims your attention, there is silence. And in that silence lies power. If you begin your day with purpose, the rest of your day follows with direction. But if you start it in chaos, rushing, scrolling, reacting, you step into life already behind. Mastering your morning is about mastering your first encounter with yourself. The way you rise each day reflects your relationship with discipline. Waking early is not simply about productivity. It is about claiming control. It says, I will not sleep through my own life. To rise early is to move from reactivity to intention. It is to train yourself to act, not out of pressure, but from clarity. The world may still be sleeping, but you are already living. Stillness in the morning is more than the absence of noise. It is the presence of awareness, to sit with your breath, your thoughts, your body in silence, is to meet yourself before the world tries to tell you who you are. No screen, no demand, no rush. Just breath and presence. It is here that you remember your values, your direction, your reason for walking this path. Movement is also a ritual of the morning. Whether it is stretching, walking, or training, when you move your body with intention, your mind sharpens alongside it. Physical motion clears mental fog. It builds energy where tiredness once lingered. The body was designed for motion. And when you honor that, you awaken not just physically, but spiritually. The mind, like a blade, must also be sharpened in the morning. Reading something wise, journaling your thoughts, or planning your intentions gives structure to your day. You are no longer drifting. You are choosing. With even a few minutes of focused thought, you set the compass of your day toward growth rather than distraction. Do not aim for perfection. The morning routine is not a competition. Some days will be harder. But even 5 minutes of quiet, 5 minutes of movement, 5 minutes of clarity can change your trajectory. The morning does not need to be long to be powerful. It only needs to be lived with awareness. Number 3, seek stillness daily. In a world driven by speed, noise, and stimulation, stillness becomes a rare and radical act. Most people are uncomfortable with silence because in silence they are forced to meet themselves. But if you never sit in stillness, you will never hear your own voice. You will live constantly reacting to noise, never creating from your own truth. Stillness is not the absence of life. It is the foundation of presence. Every day, the mind absorbs endless information. Opinions, fears, distractions, comparisons, all enter unnoticed. Without stillness, these thoughts accumulate like dust on glass, clouding your clarity. But when you become still, even for a few minutes, the dust begins to settle. What remains is what is real. You stop reacting and start observing. You stop assuming and start understanding. Stillness does not require a perfect environment. It can happen in your room, in nature, or even in a busy space. If your mind is anchored, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Observe without judgment. You will begin to notice the tension you carry, the noise within your thoughts, and the way your body speaks. Stillness brings awareness, and awareness brings choice. It is in stillness that creativity awakens. Solutions to problems arise. Insights appear. The deeper you go into silence, the more you uncover the root of your desires and fears. Without stillness, life becomes a blur. One task blending into another, one day lost in the next. But when you pause, you expand time. A single moment becomes meaningful. Stillness is not laziness. It is preparation. Like a warrior sharpening his sword, stillness sharpens the mind. It gives you space to reset, reflect, and realign. Those who neglect it are easily overwhelmed, emotionally reactive, and mentally scattered. But those who practice it carry calm, even in the middle of chaos, make it a non-negotiable. 5 minutes of stillness in the morning. 10 minutes before bed. A pause before a decision. A breath before you speak. These small acts of inner quiet create a powerful life. Not loud, not rushed. Just deeply rooted in clarity. Number 4, choose consistency, not intensity. Intensity is seductive. It promises rapid results, dramatic change, and instant transformation. But intensity is rarely sustainable. It burns bright, then disappears. What truly shapes a person is not how hard they try once, but how consistently they show up. 1,000 small actions, repeated daily, build a stronger foundation than one big effort done occasionally. Consistency is the art of doing the simple things well over time. It does not seek applause. It does not chase perfection. It is the quiet rhythm of those who understand that mastery is not a moment, but a process. The best version of yourself is not built in a single leap. It is constructed brick by brick, with patience and intention. This is why many people fail in self-development. They sprint, then stop. They set unrealistic expectations, then collapse under their own pressure. But growth is not a race. It is a slow unfolding. A flower does not bloom by force. It opens gradually with the right conditions. Likewise, your potential requires time and daily care, not intensity fueled by impatience. Consistency also builds resilience. When you show up each day, even in small ways, you train your mind to follow through. You create patterns of discipline, and when life becomes challenging, as it always does, you are not shaken. Why? Because your strength was not built in excitement, but in repetition. You know how to continue, even when inspiration fades. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when progress feels invisible. But those days matter the most. They are the testing ground of your commitment. Anyone can act when they feel motivated. Few can act when nothing is pushing them. That's where real transformation begins. Not in peaks, but in the quiet valleys of consistency. So forget about going hard. Focus on going long. Build systems, not streaks. Develop habits, not hype. Let each day contain a small victory. A workout completed, a journal entry written, a moment of stillness honored. Over time, these become the roots of your future self. Not dramatic, but unshakable. Number 5, protect your energy. Energy is your most valuable currency. Where your energy goes, your life follows. You may have goals, dreams, and visions. But if your energy is scattered, nothing takes root. Learning to protect your energy is not selfish. It is essential. Without it, you become tired, reactive, and lost in things that do not serve you. Every interaction, environment, and thought either gives you energy or takes it away. Begin to notice. How do you feel after spending time with certain people? What effect does your environment have on your state of mind? Which thoughts drain you and which uplift you? Protecting your energy begins with awareness of what affects it. You are not obligated to entertain every conversation, reply to every message, or absorb every emotion around you. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They let in what aligns and block what doesn't. When you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what matters. You reclaim time, attention, and peace. Emotional boundaries are just as important. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. Some people project their pain. Some speak only to trigger. Protecting your energy means knowing when to engage and when to walk away without explanation. Silence is often more powerful than response. Energy is also stolen by constant stimulation. If your mind is always plugged in, scrolling, watching, reacting, it becomes numb. You cannot create when you are constantly consuming. You cannot grow when you are always distracted. Create space for solitude. Recharge with nature. Rest not as an escape, but as a ritual of renewal. Value your energy like you value your breath. Without it, nothing works. With it, everything improves. Let your life be filled with people, thoughts, and actions that light you up, not drain you. This is not about control. It is about alignment. When your energy is protected, your path becomes clearer and your presence becomes powerful. Number 6, face discomfort voluntarily. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. It waits just beyond the edge, where things feel unfamiliar, uncertain, even painful. Most people avoid discomfort. They chase ease, pleasure, and safety. But those who understand the nature of growth walk toward challenge willingly. They do not wait for life to force them. They seek it on their own terms. When you train yourself to face discomfort voluntarily, you begin to build inner strength. Taking a cold shower, waking before sunrise, having the honest conversation you fear. These are small acts of courage. Each time you lean into discomfort, something inside you expands. You are no longer controlled by fear or laziness. You are moving with intention, not avoidance. Discomfort is not suffering. It is transformation in motion. Think of a seed that must break open to grow, or muscles that must tear slightly to become stronger. This process is uncomfortable, but it is not harmful. In fact, it is necessary. Without discomfort, you remain soft. You remain trapped in habits that no longer serve you. Voluntary discomfort also trains the mind to be calm in difficulty. You begin to realize, I have felt this before. I have been here before. And I am still standing. The discomfort you choose becomes your training ground. So when unexpected hardship arrives, you are not broken. You are prepared. You meet challenge with presence, not panic. But discomfort should be approached with wisdom, not ego. It is not about proving something to others. It is about strengthening your relationship with discipline, honesty, and humility. You are not seeking pain. You are seeking clarity through resistance. like climbing a mountain. The path is steep, but the view is different from the top. If you avoid all difficulty, life becomes narrow. But when you embrace challenge as part of the path, you open doors that comfort could never reveal. You begin to realize that the obstacle was not blocking your way. It was shaping you for it. Walk into the fire, not to be burned, but to be forged. Number 7, reflect and correct. Without reflection, action becomes blind. You move, but you do not learn. You repeat, but you do not evolve. Every day offers a lesson, but only those who pause and look inward will see it. Reflection is the mirror of the mind. It shows you where you are, how you arrived, and where you might go next. Without it, you live on repeat. With it, you live with wisdom. Reflection is not about judgment. It is about awareness. You do not ask, did I do everything perfectly? You ask, what did I do with intention? Where did I lose presence? What can I adjust moving forward? These small questions lead to great change. They allow you to course, correct before small habits become deeply rooted flaws. To reflect is to take responsibility. It means you are no longer blaming the world for your circumstances. You are asking, what part did I play? And how can I grow from it? This mindset removes the victim identity. It gives you power over your own development. You are not perfect, but you are aware. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. Journaling is a powerful tool for reflection. It slows the mind and allows clarity to surface. You do not need to write beautifully. You need only be honest. A few minutes at the end of each day can reveal patterns, unlock insights, and release emotional weight. It becomes a quiet conversation between your present self and your higher self. Correction comes after reflection. It is not about shame. It is about refinement. When you realize a mistake, you adjust. You take a different action tomorrow. This is how growth happens. Not from punishment, but from awareness followed by intentional change. If you are not correcting, you are not learning. If you are not learning, you are not evolving. The wisest people do not avoid failure. They simply do not repeat it. They study themselves. They are students of their own behavior. And in doing so, they become authors of their transformation. Reflection is the compass. Correction is the path. Number 8, live with intention. Most people do not live, they exist. They wake up, go through routines, react to life, and call it a day. But intention is what turns routine into ritual. It is what turns movement into meaning. To live with intention means you are no longer drifting. You are deciding. Every thought, every action, every habit is aligned with who you want to become. Intention begins with awareness. What are you doing? And why? Why are you in this relationship? Why do you use your phone this way? Why do you eat this food? Follow that habit. Speak with those words. If you cannot answer, you are likely acting from habit, not purpose. Living with intention asks you to pause and choose, not just once, but constantly. This way of living requires presence. You cannot be intentional if you are always distracted. You must slow down, observe, and respond. Not every moment needs to be productive, but every moment should be lived fully. Whether you are resting, working, speaking, or sitting, do it with full attention. When you give yourself to the moment gives something back. Living with intention also means aligning your actions with your values. If you say health matters, do your habits reflect that? If peace is important to you, do your thoughts support it? Every day is an opportunity to align deeper. Not perfectly, but truthfully. This is how you build integrity, not with words, but with choices that match your principles. When you live this way, even simple things become sacred. A walk becomes a meditation. A meal becomes a moment of gratitude. A conversation becomes an exchange of energy, not just words. Life slows down, and in that slowing, depth returns. You stop chasing more and begin appreciating what is already here. Living with intention does not require a perfect plan. It requires a present mind and an honest heart. Each day, ask, is this moving me closer to the life I want to live, or pulling me further away? The answer will not always be easy, but it will always be clear. And that clarity, once seen, cannot be unseen.